In this video, I will be showing how do you set up the Fibion SENS first time. So we'll show how you start the measurement in the device, how you install the app, and how do you control the devices in the cloud. So first thing what we will need is that you need Fibion SENS Motion application in your phone, because this one is used for the connection. There will be a Bluetooth connection from the sensor to the phone, and then usually a Wi-Fi connection or a SIM card connection to transfer the data from the smartphone to the cloud. So basically how I want to do is that I want to go first to Google Play Store on the Android phone. I will type in SENS Motion, and then I will see the SENS Motion there. I have it now installed, but I would click install there, and it would take a few seconds and it would get installed. And now I can click open as I have it, and it will look like this. And now it says that it finds one device nearby, and actually if I move my devices that I have on the table, it will turn to 3 as they get activated. It usually takes a moment when it says that there is 3 devices. But I have the SENS Motion app here, and due to security things, it's good to keep it open, that the screen doesn't go black and it's open there. So then the connection is open to the sensors. And now as I moved the devices, it shows that there is 3 devices nearby, as I have 3 devices there, and I moved them a little bit to activate them. And next I will jump on my computer and I will type in a web browser fibion.sens.tk, and I press enter, and we get to the login page of the cloud, and my username is my email, and then I have my password, and I click login, and I have seen different organization and different projects here. I choose the Fibion SENS, where we have some sensors. And now if we look into my device, I can see the ID number of the device on the back side, which is 76B37E. So I can see the device here on the cloud. I can see that the battery is full, and to turn off the device, I click the control mode, and then I have that device. I click wake up, and I click submit. And what is happening now is that the cloud is sending a message to the smartphone, and the smartphone is sending the command to the phone. And as we can see in the cloud, it's saying now turning on. So the process is started, and now we need to just keep the app open. And if you haven't, just move the device a little bit so it gets activated out of the hibernation mode. And then we just keep the phone open. We don't need to do anything. It will be connecting automatically. You don't need to set up the favorite or anything. Just wait for a while. And that's what it took. Now we can see in the cloud that it is saying for the sensor that is running, and it says that syncing now. So when I see that this one have turned green and it says is running, I could now give the device to participant And I could be sure that it is now measuring when it says is running. And basically now it will be storing word of about 10 to 14 days of data on the onboard memory. And whenever the device is close to a phone which has the SENS Motion app and the app is visible, it will connect and draw the data and upload it into the cloud. And if you are doing with participants, you can either have about 10 to 14 days of measurement without participants needing to do anything else than just wearing the device. If you want to measure longer than that, or you want to see the data during the process, then you will ask for participants to install this on their app and open sometimes. And it takes about 5 minutes of one day of data to get uploaded. So if they do it, for example, once a week, the app needs to be open about half an hour. So as many people are using their phone quite a bit, it's maybe good to do it, for example, in the evening. They leave the phone screen open when they, for example, are reading a book in the bed or something, or when they are having a lunch, that they will actually have that half an hour not to use the phone, because due to security reasons the app needs to be on top, that it's actually uploading the data. Otherwise the Android and iOS security settings might prevent the data transfer in between the phone and the sensor. There is no risk of losing the data from the sensor. So basically, the data is deleted from the sensor only when it gets the confirmation that the data is fully in the cloud. So even if there's interruptions between the phone and sensor, or phone and the cloud, it has been built in a way that the data is not lost in any case. And in the case that you would have started the device already a couple of weeks ago and the sensor hasn't been able to connect to the SENS Motion app, it will just stop recording. So it will not start to overwrite the data. So anyway, you will have about 2 weeks of data there. And you can also use it in a way that this SENS Motion app doesn't need to be on a personal phone. The arrangement can be, for example, if you would, let's say you would be measuring a school class, you could have just one phone in a charger and the app all the time open. So it would be all the time just connecting to 5 sensors there, uploading the data, then connecting to next 5 sensors, and so on. So this one we call a hotspot upload. So you can just have one phone and it will draw the data. And you don't need to select the devices. It will basically be any sense device that it finds nearby, about 20 to 30 meters distance from it, it will just upload the data. Of course, it takes some time. That if for example, each sensor has 7 days of data, that will take about half an hour to upload, and it can connect to 5 sensors, and it's probably not as fast at the same time. So it will take some time if you have, for example, 20 participants, that it will get all the data uploaded. And if the time for upload is shorter, you could have maybe 2 devices, maybe a tablet and a phone, in the same classroom to make the process faster. And now if I look into the cloud, I can see here that the device is running, and I can see that the pending data is 8 minutes. And we can see that when the device has been last online, so it is just now. And in the beginning, the first minutes, we don't see the data yet in the cloud, but after a while, it will update the cloud and we can actually see the data in the cloud. So basically, in your study, for example, you could use this that you can you can go and check if the person is wearing the device. If it's, for example, just drawing no data, you know that the participant is not wearing the device, because if the device is not moved, it will go into hibernation mode and there will be no data. So when you see that there is different activities, you know that the participant is wearing the device, and this can increase the adherence of your study, as you can make sure that everyone is wearing the device. And if the person, you see it from the cloud that the person is not wearing the device, you can send them an SMS email to remind that you remember to attach the device on your thigh, that now it would be the time, and then you can check from the cloud that it actually has happened. And now I can show from here. So you don't need to do this, but if you want to make sure that, for example, the device is, you want to sync a device, you click the number of the device that is the right device, and you can click manual sync, and then you can see that, for example, now let me see, I click the manual sync, and now you can see that it says connecting, and it's connecting to the sensor and starts transferring the data. So it will automatically connect when the phone is open, but there is also possibility to do it a little bit faster by clicking the manual sync. And then when I want to stop the device, I basically do just the same. And stopping of the device is important, because if you don't stop the device, it will be draining the battery of the device, and the battery cannot be charged. So in your project, make sure that you are stopping the devices on time. And to stop the device, I'm here in the sensors. I can click the control mode, and I can click put to sleep this sensor, and then I click submit. And now I have the phone open and I have the app open. So this is needed again, that the stop command can reach the sensor, and in the cloud I see a status turning off. It doesn't mean that the device has been turned off yet. Turning off is that it's still in the process. So when it's saying turning off, I still want to keep the smartphone open, and only when the cloud is saying turned off, I'm sure that it's not using the battery anymore. So I'm waiting for a moment. Now I can see in the cloud that it's saying syncing now, and in a moment we will see that the sensor is turned off. And yeah, it took a moment, but now I can see in the cloud that for the 76-B37E, I can see that the device is turned off. So now I can put out the smartphone app. I don't need to keep the screen open. And now when it shows with the black color and it says turned off, not only turning off, I am sure that it's not using the battery of this device anymore. Okay, so thanks for watching. This video showed how to activate the sense device to measure for the first time. That how do you start the device, and how do you make sure that the device is actually measuring, and how do you make sure that the device is actually stopped and is not using battery. So pay attention to this detail, that when you click in the cloud, the process is not done, because the message needs to go through the smartphone to the sensor to start, and then you are sure that it is collecting the data, and you can give the sensor to participants, and also turning off. Wait that it will say turned off, that you are not wasting the battery of the device. So thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, let us know.